anyone has any technical issues, please can you put them in the Q&A box or the chat box and we'll pick those up directly. Just give it a second or two for more of you to join us. But in the meantime, can I welcome the delegates this morning to this morning's University of Birmingham Business Club. You are here to listen to us talk about energy and the UK funding landscape. We are emphasising the importance of collaboration during this time and hoping that we can help companies rebuild and help you grow during this time of, let's face it, it's all a little bit uncertain, isn't it? So this morning we have 4 presenters, but before we start, I have a few housekeeping notes. We have muted all the delegates for the duration of the event. If you have any questions, please type it in the chat box and we will come to those questions once each speaker has finished. If you have any technical issues, please raise your hand and we will endeavour to resolve. So note that we are recording this session. You can follow us on Twitter at Business Club, at UoB Business Club, and you can join our LinkedIn group as well. Right, so without further ado, let's start with our first presentation from Lorelei German, who is a Business Engagement Officer at the ATETA programme. And Lorelei has pre-recorded her session, so without further ado.
Hi, I'm Lorelei, a Business Engagement Officer on the ATETA project. Today at the Business Club webinar, we're going to present you how we can help organizations unlock business opportunities. First of all, what is ATETA? ATETA is a SME support program from the Birmingham Energy Institute funded by the European Regional Development Fund. ATETA aims to promote research and innovation in the adoption of zero-carbon energy technologies for SMEs. In today's presentation, we're going to go through what ATETA's strategy and project focus are, and which are the main topics of expertise. We're going to talk about the delivery through our team of researchers and lab facilities. Then we will exemplify some of the support activities that we can offer your company. And we will also be highlighting some of the previous work we have done with SMEs through a series of case studies to give you a better image of the span of our technologies and support activities and just how many companies could benefit through a collaboration. ATETA focuses around a few key areas which support the adoption of zero-carbon energy technologies. One topic are thermal energy technologies, where you can employ heat and cooling using materials technology, for example, phase-changing materials. Another main topic is renewable power, such as solar, wind, thermal energies, and smart grids. Also clean mobility and hydrogen fuel cell technologies. As you can see, there is a wide array of technologies which can be used in a variety of industries. What ATETA does is it provides access to our team of experts in all these areas. They will work with you in our state-of-the-art research facilities and laboratories to identify ways for you to improve efficiency, identify new market prospects, test and demonstrate new ideas, which ultimately will help you grow your business. ATETA is a £5.7 million program, and it aims to promote research and innovation for SMEs that are active in the Black Country, Coventry, Warwickshire, Worcestershire, and the Greater Birmingham and Solihull local enterprise partnership areas. So there is a strong focus on support for regional businesses. We also strive to support regional infrastructure initiatives such as the Tyres Energy Park or energy sustainability in the Black Country. On the map, you can see the areas we cover: Black Country, Coventry, Warwickshire, Worcestershire, and the Greater Birmingham and Solihull lab areas. Who is delivering ATETA? We have a team of academics and knowledge exchange fellows who will apply world-leading research, experience, and expertise across a multitude of areas, including thermal energy technologies, smart grids and systems integration, and renewable power and fuel cell technologies. Our Knowledge Exchange Fellow team is made of engineers experienced in industrial projects, focused around electrical, chemical, and mechanical engineering. They can support you with laboratory testing, data analysis, technical support, and market analysis. How does ΑΤΕΤΑ work? We can offer technical support for a minimum of 2 days of funded activity free to the company, which can be anything from simulations, testing, product development, innovation support, and more. Some of our previous achievements included launching 20 new products and services and allowing 30 companies to enter into longer-term collaborations. To date, the program has succeeded in generating a net income of almost £25 million for the local economy. Since its launch in 2017, it has offered advice and support to more than 100 businesses. In the following minutes, we'll be presenting some of this work that we have previously developed with companies. We'll be looking at case studies with a highlight on the technologies used to give you a flavor of the range of activities we can undertake in projects. Boss Street Limited is a company which deals with the manufacture of electricity distribution and control apparatus. They needed knowledge and technical support to build a new prototype for renewable electricity battery storage system. ΑΤΕΤΑ supported the company through research and calculations regarding the motor technology, which facilitating the building of a green prototype system with increased operating efficacy. The project successfully delivered a flywheel battery hybrid for demand response. A second case study we want to showcase is our work with Solar Limited. They specialize in electrical technologies, particularly solar photovoltaic panels, energy storage, and electric vehicle chargers for newly built housing, social housing, and commercial scale buildings. They are a family-run company providing professional, cost-effective installations. They have a huge reach as the company equips about 500 new houses per month. For them, ΑΤΕΤΑ provided consultancy on the latest legislations and impact on the solar photovoltaic panels market. The results have allowed Solar to put into practice recommendations and identify future market growth. Prime Hybrid Energy. They are a manufacturer and installer of photovoltaics and lithium polymer battery storage, hybrid inverters, and innovative control systems for on and off-grid. ΑΤΕΤΑ helped them design integrated smart systems, incorporating their technology and local balanced grid models with electric vehicle charging hubs for both urban and rural settings. Thermotech Plastics are manufacturers of vacuum forming or thermoforming, polyurethane and lightweight components for automotive, commercial, agricultural, defense retail, seating, and transit media. ΑΤΕΤΑ undertook a lab-based project to carry on testing, which would determine thermal and other material properties. The scope of the project was to identify the insulation potential of newly designed materials. Building Services Design is a consulting engineering company based in Birmingham. In one project, the company designed the electrical and heating system for a luxury apartment block, incorporating a water-based thermal energy storage, but the size of the water store was too large for the available space. ΑΤΕΤΑ supported their project by providing new designs, which incorporated phase change materials as a thermal storage medium. This, in effect, led to a 30% reduction in the size of the thermal store. Another example are Bumble Whole Foods. They are one of UK's largest suppliers of liquid egg products for the food processing industry, having even Marks & Spencer among their clients. Their process results in 25 tons of eggshell waste per week, which was just spread on agricultural land. ΑΤΕΤΑ has investigated incorporating eggshell calcium carbonate into thermal storage phase change materials. As you can see, ΑΤΕΤΑ projects span across a wide range of companies, and we'll give you a few more examples to show you the diversity of our collaborators. Some of them were IHS Consulting Limited, who are actually a management consultancy company. Breeze Hot and Cold Installation, who offer heating systems design, installation, and maintenance. Sero EMS, who are the largest producer of commercial non-ferrous forgings and machine components in the UK. Calgavin, who manufacture metal products. And Q Technologies. They promote higher efficiency use of solid waste feedstocks via energy products such as fuels, heat, as well as power. They effectively use small-scale, compact, and modular plants. Besides working with SMEs, ΑΤΕΤΑ has developed the Birmingham Energy Incubation Hub in partnership with Tyres Energy Park TEP. This hub offers an integrated package of support to drive business growth among low-carbon energy businesses. The aim of the new Energy Incubation Hub is to bring together the office and workshop space available at TEP with the energy expertise and research facilities of the University of Birmingham. Businesses that become a part of this hub will drive transformational change in the generation and use of clean power and heat. The hub has various industrial units available to let. Businesses based in the Birmingham Energy Incubation Hub can benefit from the following: workshop and office space, one-to-one technical mentoring, partnership with a relevant world-leading researcher, secure renewable power from the on-site biomass power station, on-site tool room and tool maker, access to University of Birmingham's lab facilities for testing and analytical services, funding advice to identify opportunities for collaborative research and development, invitation to workshops on energy technology and business development, and expert advice from a dedicated energy technology expert focused on your business needs. In order to develop this wide range of support activities and technologies, ΑΤΕΤΑ is organizing technology and sector-focused workshops with topics such as systems integration, food and drink, transport, and heat recovery. ΑΤΕΤΑ had planned overseas knowledge exchange visits, and we hope this will resume at some point in the future. These are strategic in helping us understand energy technology adoption overseas and also building on the Energy Institute's research relationships. ΑΤΕΤΑ is also a partner of the Energy Systems Catapult, the Energy Catalyst, and the Department of Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy BASE. Lastly, we can help collaborative research and development by scoping funding available in the area, which companies could employ, for example, through Innovate UK bids or knowledge transfer partnerships. ΑΤΕΤΑ can help your business through the application process. In addition to university facilities and grant bids, you will also benefit from having a network of business advisors and industry experts to help you grow your business. In conclusion, we can support your business by providing you with a platform to test and demonstrate innovative ideas in our state-of-the-art labs, help you provide enhanced products and services to your customers, adopt new technologies to reduce energy use, work with you to identify and initiate market opportunities in the new energy markets and technologies, offer you support with product and process research and development for the energy technologies, help you identify the right solution for your power security needs, and provide you with energy market intelligence. As such, your company can truly benefit from getting support from ΑΤΕΤΑ, from knowledge and expertise to accessing state-of-the-art equipment and labs, and ultimately adopting innovation. You can obtain great solutions that can take your business to the next level. To find out more about ΑΤΕΤΑ opportunities and to discuss tailored solutions for your company's needs, please get in contact with the business engagement team. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Lorelei. That's really, really helpful. Thank you. I hope that's given everyone a good snapshot of the support in the energy sector, for the energy sector, that the university can provide. And it's also fair to say that with a number of our SME support programs, of which there are 7, you will be able to link in. You don't just need to have one project, you can have several projects with several different partnerships. So, and another one of those John will be talking about in just a sec. Are there any questions at this stage? No. Okay. Lovely. Lorelei, is there anything that you want to just quickly mention that you didn't mention in your presentation? Oh, I can't quite hear Lorelei. Okay, never mind. Don't worry. We'll come back to you. Okay, should we move on to John Roberts, who is one of our business engagement managers with the ARLI project. John, can I move over to you?
Yeah, great. Okay. First slide, please. All right. Okay, good morning, everyone. I am John Roberts. I'm the Business Engagement Manager at the University of Birmingham. My background is in waste management and environmental consultancy, and I've been working on projects here in the UK and internationally centred on sustainability for many years with business. More so the last few years, we're seeing issues in material supply and finite resources coming under more strain. Certainly here in the UK, our waste management industry is increasingly being asked to come up with more innovative ways to recover and recycle wastes back into the supply chain. But for me, I think the big issue is finding ways to add value by not just avoiding disposal costs, but also the ability to upcycle rather than to downcycle. So getting more added value out of those materials, and that is the basis of the research project that I want to share with you today. Next slide, please. Okay, so what is ARLI? ARLI stands for Alternative Raw Materials with Low Impact, and it has been a successful collaborative research project since 2017. We collaborate with all sizes of SMEs, small medium enterprises, and as I say, we've been running for 3 years. And this summer, we were able to secure additional funding for a further 3 years, which takes us up to 2023. So what is the aim of the ARLI project? The aim is to work with the academics here at the university and our engineers on supporting businesses, particularly small medium enterprises, to help them innovate and produce new materials, low carbon materials, and develop all sorts of processes that they typically wouldn't be able to have. And this is the support that a lot of the ERDF projects are able to provide. Next slide, please. This slide just shows, again, the types of businesses that we can support. Now, for most SMEs, currently the main concern at the moment is survival in light of COVID and Brexit coming up. But where we and our sister ERDF projects come in is that we can help quickly innovate or solve an issue that is affecting the efficiency and bottom line of a business with very little time or resource really required from a business. And that's certainly one of the benefits of our projects. Next slide, please. Okay. So we can support in looking at the processes that businesses are developing or see if we can improve on them. And of course, one of the aims is to help the SMEs grow and support the development of not just a new skill base, but also to increase the opportunities for employment. Now, while we can't provide funding directly to a business, we do offer support of the sort of things that an SME normally wouldn't have. Which is potentially full testing, access to lab equipment and development processes such as computer modelling and physical mechanical testing of materials and processes. Our project and other projects, as Lorelei said, it's a gateway to additional support here at the university and access to sort of collaborate on projects such as Innovate. We work with businesses on circular economy and sustainability, typically from the waste, manufacturing and construction sectors. We perform material and final product testing, simulate and finite element analysis, compliance and regulation guidance, and we've done a lot of that recently. Helping businesses to ensure that they are meeting new and upcoming guidance. We have developed quite a good understanding of what businesses need with regards to life cycle and carbon footprinting. And that certainly helped businesses to demonstrate the market value of some of the new materials that they've been developing and how they perform against traditional products. Next slide, please. Okay, So I am pleased to say that our labs are now reopened. Over the summer they were closed because of COVID. We can now restart our research that's been delayed over the summer, while putting in place the necessary measures to ensure socially distanced working and research. So for the rest of the presentation, I wanted to run through some examples of the projects that we've been involved with SMEs on. Next slide, please. Okay, so with this company, we looked at producing, product testing of a dry stack block system, which the SME is providing to use for use in developing countries. We've been able to help them test the strength, stiffness, and durability of the various materials that they intend to use, some of which have been made from waste materials. These have the benefit of being thermally efficient as traditional materials and less costly to install and require less energy in manufacturing. For another construction product, we've been able to look at numerically modelling that to investigate where to put rebars and lentils made from alternatives to metal that perform structurally just as well as traditional materials. And again, this sort of numerical modelling is something that SMEs don't normally have access to. We have also looked at performance testing of various underground trenching systems, particularly in the use of glass reinforced plastics as alternatives to concrete. These perform as well or better, with the added bonus of being far lighter than the weight of traditional concrete. Next slide, please. One area of interest is looking at the utilisation of alternative materials in building construction. And we have in fact built a small brick cell in our labs in the civil engineering school. What we can do here is undertake physical testing of new concepts and test alternative materials in situ, measuring structural effects as well as the effects of temperature, for example, on insulation. Also here in the Midlands, Kidderminster is still the centre of carpet manufacturing. And here in the UK, we are lagging behind carpet recycling. Currently, it's only about 35% of our carpets are recycled, compared with a lot more in Europe. So in ARLI, what we've been looking at is a combination of utilising offcuts and the fibres, particular elements from carpet, and finding ways in which we can utilise them, such as to reinforce concrete. This improves the durability and strength. A lot of work has actually been done on using these in these type of materials, as well as in asphalt. And now, while fibres increase the strength of these materials, one of the big issues is trying to ensure the fibres are uniformly spread to ensure they are strong materials, and that's something that we've helped develop alongside a number of our businesses. Next slide, please. An example of products is shown here, where we've sourced alternative materials and waste materials to improve the structural strength of concrete. One of the materials we tested improved the durability of the product by 13% and has made it more resilient to environmental degradation. On the geotechnical side, we're also looking at various waste fibres from various sources to help improve the structure of clay soil. Next slide, please. This is a familiar company. Lorelei mentioned her in her presentation. So we've been working with this company based here in the Midlands, who, as Lorelei said, a large egg producer, and they've got rather a lot of waste eggshells. So the current outlet for eggshells is seasonal applications to farmland, but that varies on availability of farmers to take that material. And legislation is actually changing, which may mean that without a viable solution, it could end up back in landfill. So eggshells are quite a good source of calcium carbonate and indeed protein. And so we've been looking at ways of reusing crushed eggshells into other construction sector products like lime replacement, and also within paints. Recently, we've started work with a firm of architects at developing a sustainable housing development. And this is particularly interesting as we're actually looking at using crushed eggshells for use in paving slabs. So in effect, people will be walking on eggshells. Next slide, please. One interesting sector that we've begun to work in more is fashion and alternative textile materials. Indeed, several of our own university students have developed startups looking at producing sustainable fashion, such as bags, high-end couture shoes, sports clothing, all made from non-cotton polyester materials. Through ARLI, we've helped them identify the best alternatives and even helped some of them to trial materials such as using pineapple leaves as a replacement for leather. Next slide, please. Car tyres have specific disposal regulations in place that mean that they are dealt with and can be used in certain applications. However, bicycle tyres have no such regulation currently. And although that change in new legislation is due to come in the next 2 years, it still presents a particular problem. And bicycle tyres present the challenge in that there's been very little research already undertaken on these materials other than putting them for energy for waste. So processing the bicycle tyres is a challenge because it's difficult to shred them, and the various materials that make them up, such as the tyres and the inner tubes, cannot easily be separated. So we've worked with a couple of businesses to explore solutions to draw on the experience with car tyres to provide similar solutions, but also to look at finding ways to recover raw materials so that they can go back into potentially manufacturing of other rubber products. Next slide, please. Another project that shows the diverse range of research we engage in, and this is a project around fire extinguishers. We were approached to support in testing the expired fire powders. It's a company here in Birmingham who've actually developed a unique process in recovering valuable substances from those powders. And we supported in testing these processes and the end products, the variety and testing the products and the end applications. Just a couple more examples. Next slide, please. Okay, so this one is, as you can see, Edible Cutlery. It's a local company. They wanted to develop an alternative to plastic single-use cutlery. We helped them to test different recipes to make edible spoons. And we made a number of different products and prototypes within our labs and determined which was the strongest and most suitable for use as a spoon, but also edible. So these are being developed initially with a sweet recipe, but there are a number of other options that they're developing. Next slide, yeah. Okay, so as you can see, these are just some final examples of the different support. So we're currently supporting a large number of businesses who want to move away from cardboard and sort of the traditional expanded polystyrene packaging. These range from takeaways to manufacturers who wish to improve their carbon footprint by utilising more sustainable packaging. And we're supporting again in looking at alternative materials and undertaking full life cycle analysis of that. ARLI is also one of the, is a member of the Birmingham Plastics Network, which will be mentioned later. And one of the areas that we're looking at is the conversion of ocean plastics into other materials, in this case, flip-flops. We're working with a company that's developed a system that can be utilised in third world areas to help clean up the environment, as well as provide livelihood for local people in the collection of the plastics and manufacturing. So really, really interesting project that. And then finally, alongside our sister project, AMCASH, we are working with Cast Metals Federation and a number of their member foundries, looking at alternatives, alternative uses for foundry sand and dust. And we're currently characterizing those materials, looking at the various contaminants, and then identifying ways in which we can control the variability of that material and explore options for use in other applications. So that's going to be quite a extensive research project over the next few months in collaboration. So just to sum up, ARLI is there to support on everything regarding waste, sustainability and materials, alongside the other ERDF projects. If you'd like to find out more, next slide please. These are my details. Please get in contact, and happy to have a chat. Thank you.
That's lovely. Thank you very much, John. I love the puns, walking on eggshells. I mean, honestly, dear, oh dear. But it just goes to show the breadth of collaboration that we can have with one company. One company can work with a multitude of our ERDF programs. And we're certainly hoping to be able to do more with that company in particular on the Innovate UK side. So that's really good. And it's great to show and demonstrate that we actually are supporting businesses and supporting the bottom line. Otherwise, that waste will go into landfill. It will cost the company a significant amount of their revenue in order to dispose of it safely and properly. So yeah, great example. Thank you, John. If we can move on, Ben, to the next slide. Lovely. Thank you very much. And pleased to introduce Ewa Bloch, who's the Regional Manager for Innovate UK. Ewa, over to you.
Thanks very much, Kate. Good morning, everybody. I feel like we're all walking on eggshells at the moment, and we'll probably end up getting dressed in pineapple leaves, you know, if this continues for much longer. Right, I'm here to tell you a little bit about Innovate UK, what we do. So I'll start with outlining the type of support we offer, both monetary support and non-monetary support, and then I'll just tell you a little bit more about the sort of specific COVID-related support that we've got. Right, next slide, please. So we are the UK Innovation Agency, the National Innovation Agency. Our remit is to drive productivity and economic growth by supporting businesses, and we do that in two different ways. The support is available as a funding support. We also have got and fund networks to provide business advisory and help and support to businesses across all economic sectors, across all value chains, and in the whole of the UK. So I wanted to just briefly ask, well, why innovation? And we have been in existence as an agency for 13 years now. And I can tell you from my experience of working for many years with Innovate, innovation takes all kinds of forms and shapes. So very often what we find is businesses don't necessarily label themselves as innovative, but yet they do things which we are more than happy to support and help them build and grow. The UK ranks as the 4th in the Global Innovation Index. We know that innovation accounts for up to 50% of productivity, and businesses that consistently invest in research and development and innovation have greater productivity, export and generate growth much more and much quicker, much faster than businesses that don't. And as I said, many of you will not consider yourselves innovative, but I'm pretty sure we could argue with that and prove that you probably are. As part of UKRI, we are part of UK Research and Innovation. We work with government to invest over £7 billion a year in research and innovation. by partnering with academia and industry. And those collaborations, which Kate mentioned at the very beginning, are absolutely crucial, because as I'm sure you know, in particular at the moment, the strains and the pressures of COVID mean that we're all looking for ways of working differently and pivoting our operations. So on to the next slide. We work in two main ways: by providing funding and offering support to innovative companies with appetite to grow. This slide is all about some of the funding that we offer. We are the main body delivering the industrial strategy, the government's industrial strategy. What that means is that we're investing in key challenges that our economy and our society are facing. These 4 challenges are reflective of the main sort of priority areas that we focus on, and underneath that you've got names of the 21 programs, Industrial Strategy Challenge Fund programs that we're supporting at the moment. These are programs which each one of them has got specific budget line. They all have activities for larger, for smaller businesses to provide support with innovation, with research and development activities. Specifically, next slide please, what I would like to mention is those with particular energy focus. You've got those in front of you on the slide. The Faraday Battery Challenge, which the Faraday Institute is based in Warwick, in Coventry, focuses on electric battery capability. You've got the Energy Revolution program, which is looking at sort of energy supply and demand. Transforming Construction, which with the main sort of construction innovation centre based at the MTC in Coventry. Sustainable packaging, which John obviously has talked about quite significantly. Industrial decarbonisation program, which is looking at low carbon technologies and infrastructure to look at the heavily industrialised areas across the UK and ways of perhaps helping them in terms of meeting the net zero targets. And then last but not least, Transforming Foundation Industry. That's a very interesting program. It's a new program that we've launched a few months ago, looking at particular, we call it dirty industries. So specifically glass, steel, cement, ceramics and chemicals, to make them a little bit more sustainable and provide pathways to growth. So in order to actually be able to benefit from those opportunities, I would encourage you to go onto the website, sign up for our notification and for news, but also talk to our advisors. And that takes me to the next slide. In terms of, actually that's not the next slide, but I'll tell you about the smart funding first. So for projects that don't necessarily fit with a particular thematic area or sectoral area, we've got something called the smart funding. And that's funding for innovation that perhaps spans across a number of different industries or sectors. Perhaps you're looking at an area of innovation that has not been explored before. It's suitable for any company of any size, but it is a very competitive program. We've got the next competition closing on the 25th of November. They come roughly every 3-4 months as competitions, so you know that they are bottom up, they will be coming, but I do have to pre-warn you, they are very competitive as programs. There's 10 questions to answer as with all of our competitions. All I would say is please do never apply just cold turkey. Always contact one of our advisors or contact Kate and her team to make sure you benefit from their knowledge and experience in terms of what elements of your application are perhaps worth emphasizing. Right, that takes me to the next slide, which is all about the non-monetary support. And KTPs are an interesting beast, and I know Mark Matchett is on the call, and he would be much better positioned to actually tell you about KTPs. But KTP are an interesting beast because they do provide funding, but they also provide capability and that very core ability for businesses to tap into the innovation landscape by enabling them to work with academics, by enabling them to work with a research organization and a graduate placed in that business to help them pivot, to help them grow, innovate, see their operation or processes or products in a different light. It's a fantastic scheme. We often promote and treat it as a sort of entry-level scheme to all our funding mechanisms, simply because you get quite a lot of support and help to apply, and it eases you into some of the more complex funding opportunities that we offer. So please contact Mark, please contact Kate to talk to them about their experience and their ability to help you and to work with you on that. Next slide, please. Knowledge Transfer Network. Knowledge Transfer Network is a network that we're funding to provide the sort of more sectoral and industry-based support. They deliver all of our event opportunities linked to the competitions. They have a big network of advisors within every single sector and industry area that we cover. It's certainly the first point of contact for anyone wishing to sort of tap into the resources that we offer and to actually understand what's happening in the different areas, what is the current state of the art, but also what are the up and coming opportunities, including funding opportunities. So do please take advantage of that. You've got the link, and they have a very good website, very clear website providing information on the individual advisors within the different sectors. The next slide, please, that talks about the Enterprise Europe network. It's a national network that we support. They've got, however, local offices and local knowledge to support businesses and business growth. They provide advisors to work with businesses to help them rethink their business model, business operation, adjust and pivot, in particular at the moment as we deal with the COVID pandemic and with Brexit. So do please take advantage of them as well. You've got the contact details on the slide. In the West Midlands, we've got 2 organisations delivering the Enterprise Europe Network service, Coventry University Enterprises and Birmingham Chamber of Commerce. But it is a fantastic first step. If you're a business which has got appetite to grow, appetite to develop, if you think you need to pivot and think about how you restructure your operations, they have the support to enable you to do that. So please take advantage of that. Next slide, please. I just wanted to quickly tell you about the support we're providing to our innovative companies as a response to the COVID pandemic. So this support is available to all of those who have an ongoing grant with us. And we will be able to help you with difficulties related to cash flow and project slippage or any delays. We've also, as a sort of default, offered no cost extensions to all of our projects. We have reduced the project retention from 15 to 10%. So normally at the end of the project, your final payment is withheld 15% of that. We've reduced that. We've also switched to monthly payments, and in some cases we also offer advance payments. And in order to take advantage of that support, please talk to your monitoring officer to see how you can benefit. Next slide, please. And very quickly, this is about the sort of the additional package, funding package that was announced by Treasury in April 2020. We have been unpicking it over the last few months. There's quite a lot of funding and opportunities for support. To start with the fast start competitions, which are looking at quick grants to help provide solutions to businesses and to industries to adapt to COVID reality. So these tend to be sort of quite short, quick projects that we're able to support. Sustainable Innovation Fund, so looking at innovative and sustainable solutions, in particular in the COVID and Brexit situation to businesses. That's proving very, very popular, and there are a few calls left or funding rounds left. Continuity grants and loans for those who have recently had our funding or are still in receipt of our funding and wish to continue developing and growing their innovation. And perhaps the most important, something that I alluded to already, is the innovation and growth support, which is delivered by our Enterprise Europe Network local advisors. So please do get in touch. I just wanted to finish by saying, we know these are difficult times for businesses. We know that people need help. They need to pivot. They need to change the way they perhaps looking at opportunities and market opportunities. There is a lot of research and there is a lot of help available. You have a really fantastic, as you've seen, resource with the universities team to help build you up to take advantage of opportunities locally, regionally, and nationally. Please use them to access the facilities, to access the funding and specialist advisor support. And then please contact our EN or KTN support and also our customer support at Innovate. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you very, very much, Eva. We did have a question from Henry Wilson from Beandrop. Hi, Henry. Asking about the right advisors to speak to for Innovate UK smart competitions. I've said that the KTN advisors and the EEN are probably the best routes to go to. Is there anything, would you like to expand on that?
All I would say is with the smart competition, because it's a bottom-up competition, what we normally say is depending on the sector you targeting within your application, what I would suggest, if it's plastics, for example, that you're working on plastics related or waste related project, go onto the KTN website and look for someone within the resource efficiency or waste management team. If you're still struggling, please do get in touch with either myself or our customer service, who will be able to point you in the right direction. But we also regularly publish contact details for advisors. Plus, they're all available on KTN website, so you can actually search for individuals or according to expertise.
Yes, no, I've used that myself to find people that I need to talk to about various things. So yes, that's the best place, the best places. But you can always, as you said, it's very kind of you. Thank you, Eva, to contact Eva directly, or you can always come through to myself and our business engagement managers. So people like Lorelei and John as well. So thank you. Now, last but certainly not least for the day, the morning rather, we have Sue Welland from our Careers Network, who's going to talk to you about a new initiative within Careers Network that will support, well, you can talk about it, Sue. Why not? Over to you.
Thank you, Kate. Good morning, everyone. I'm Sue Welland, Deputy Director for External Engagement in Careers Network, which is the university's careers service. And just to give you a brief overview of a new project that we have just embarked on, where we responded to a call from the Office for Students and Research England to develop projects that supported knowledge exchange between students and business last year. And they are our funders of the project. So it's a new project with Keele University, and it's called Student Knowledge Exchange Reimagined, Removing Barriers and Engaging Communities. The project was delayed from March due to COVID, but has now commenced in September. And so we're just over a month or so into the project and have been finalising our recruitment. But here are our confirmed partners, so local and city councils and chambers of commerce. Further collaboration is currently being sought with Birmingham Chamber of Commerce and the Greater and Birmingham Solihull LEP. We also intend to work with some international universities, such as University of New South Wales in Australia and the University of Southern Tennessee, and we're working up those partnerships at the moment. Next slide, please. So it's almost £1.7 million project in total, including the in-kind match from both universities and some Santander funding, and it will run for 2 years until August 2022. The main priorities of the project is about supporting knowledge exchange between students and businesses, and it is to provide evidence of the ways in which knowledge exchange activities directly involve and benefit students. It's to build and enhance effective knowledge exchange practice and to develop an impact measurement tool for the HE sector, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a moment. and to tackle the challenges of equality of opportunity and diversity and inclusion within existing knowledge exchange activities, reducing the barriers to student participation. Next slide, please. So in order to meet these priorities, here are some of the activities that will be happening. So to provide evidence of the ways in which it directly involves and benefits students, we will be arranging for students to participate in internships, virtual internships, consultancy projects, entrepreneurial skills development, boot camps with business challenges, and future of work sessions. We will be building on existing startup capacity and to develop knowledge exchange by increasing the number of student and graduate startups, linking into the exchange incubator, which is will be built in the city centre in the university's new building in Centenary Square. One of the really exciting elements of the project is that we will be developing a new international student internship programme, enabling our international students to gain really valuable work opportunities within the UK. And it's supporting businesses, particularly in the local economy, including charities and community groups, social enterprises, etc. And also developing a series of case studies and student feedback to understand which types of activities create the best benefit. Next slide, please. So in order to build and enhance effective knowledge exchange practice and to develop our impact measurement tool, we've been working with Professor Anne Green, Professor John Goddard and George Bramley in City Ready in the Business School, and with Dr. Colin Rigby at Keele, to recruit a new researcher who will conduct a review of current tools and develop a new tool looking at the impact on businesses of the student knowledge exchange. So that could be things like process change, service and product improvement, changes to workforce culture and behaviour, for example. We're going to test this tool across our business partners and Santander universities across HE, and also looking at how we might link into the Civic Universities network as well. Next slide, please. So in order to tackle the challenges of equality and opportunity, diversity and inclusion, and reducing the barriers that some students face in order to participate in these activities, we'll be giving focus to those that don't have social capital, social mobility, particularly through virtual opportunities, which we've tried to some extent already through virtual internships and is proving really, really popular with students and with businesses as well, particularly where a physical setup is more difficult, particularly in the current environment. We'll be developing an academic toolkit for embedding enterprise and entrepreneurship into the curriculum, including some new module development, to enable us to reach more students that might not otherwise be able to engage with us. And providing real world experience, working on live problems that businesses are facing now and at the moment, to give a more authentic experience to our students. Next slide, please. So here you can see the project outputs and outcomes. I obviously won't read through them all, as I'm sure the slides will be shared after this morning's session, but you can see that there are some clear tangible outputs. But one of our main outcomes is to assess which types of student and business knowledge exchange offer the best outcomes for both stakeholders. So I'll just leave that slide hanging just for a second, just so you can take a quick look. Okay, thank you. Next slide, please. So the ways that you might get involved could be through things such as offering internships, whether that be virtual or physical, to all students at all levels. This is undergrad, postgrad, postgrad researcher, home and international students. That could be short term, for example, a 4-week opportunity, to something a bit longer, 8 weeks, but very, very flexible. It's a new project and we have not set specific boundaries around the levels of engagement. It's very flexible to meet your needs. You could put forward a business challenge or a consultancy project, perhaps, for example, for students to work on in a group environment. You can utilise our international students for support, for example, with exporting or translation, in-country culture, those sorts of things. You could support our student startups through things such as in-kind mentoring or investment, or even act as a guest speaker at a future of work session as we enable our students to understand the future of work and the changing business environment, or something else that we haven't even thought about yet. As I say, it's all very flexible. Next slide, please. So just as I say, we're short on time this morning, but do feel free to get in touch with myself or my colleagues Mohammed and Kate, who are leading on elements of the programme. But just a final note to emphasise the importance of business engagement. It's a complete partnership between our students and businesses, and also the engagement of our academic colleagues, for example, in the toolkit. We want to develop something that's easy to use, that will help incorporate business into the curriculum and enable entrepreneurial skill development. So thank you, and happy to take questions either now or at some future point. Thank you.
Lovely, thank you very much, Sue. We will probably follow up with Sue in this programme later, probably next year now, obviously, and to see how things are going. It'd be great to get some case study examples from students and how they've engaged with the programme and how they've engaged with the business. So we will follow up with Sue next year on that. So it just leaves me to say thank you to our speakers this morning. It's been lovely to hear from you all. We will circulate all the slides to the delegates, and the recording will be made available on our website. Please make sure you join us at our next webinar, which will be Tuesday the 8th of December, 8 o'clock, and it'd be great to see you all there. I just want to highlight a number of events that are coming up in the excuse me, in the next kind of month or so. The 24th Annual Ethnic Minority Business Conference will be held shortly. Details will be on our website. There is a series of webinars from the Birmingham Plastics Network, which is linked to the Innovate UK strategy around that. So please take a look at the activity that we've got there. There is also, I've just lost the, oh dear. There is a Birmingham Chamber event on the Birmingham Clean Air Zone, which is coming into effect in June 2021 as well. So please keep a lookout for that. Obviously, that will affect all businesses in Birmingham and the surrounding environment. So that will be interesting to keep an eye on. So yes, I think we will leave it there. Thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you all. And more of you, hopefully, at the next Business Club. But any questions, please get in touch with us on our Twitter or our LinkedIn. And thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.